Okay, I think we got some stuff set up. Okay, hold on, I'm just doing a couple other things. Move this over here. Okay, so first. Hold up. Welcome, I am VSL, Vegan Stoner Lady, and I'm here to ask people who still use animals for food, clothing, entertainment, testing for cosmetics. Why aren't you vegan yet? And do you agree that the only way to respect animals is to live vegan? So yeah, and you're welcome to come up. I'm taking up guests. You got to be over 18. I've got a couple of resources I'll go over. So over here is the Why to Go Vegan. These are just documentaries that show you the standard practices that animals must endure to be used for you, and that there's really just no right way to do the wrong thing. But they're not gotchas, they're just standard practice. Dairy is Scary is only like 10 minutes long. Dominion is 2 hours long, but it's definitely worth it because, otherwise you're buying things like this. And if you were a victim of something, you would hope that if someone was supporting your oppressors, that they would remove their blindfold and see what they're paying for. So if we want to be respected, then we have a moral obligation to reflect that same respect to others that are having a subjective experience and the capacity to suffer and feel joy. Because dairy is scary because it oppresses someone by forcing them into existence just to be used without their consent considered. The females are forced to be pregnant. Do you think that the cows decide that or the farmer? Who does the cow get to mate with? When does the cow get to mate with them? It's all decided by the farmer, so that's all oppression. And then on top of that, whether or not it's a bull or the farmer, someone is going to violate that cow. So they usually will pin her down in some space so that a male can mount her, or the farmer can plunge his arm into her. Either way, she becomes pregnant. 9 months later, she has a baby, and we take that baby from them. Cows are one of the most studied farm animal. We know that they're extremely maternal. In fact, it says it's more humane to remove their baby within a couple of days because the longer they're together, the stronger the bond will be. So that's why dairy is scary. It breaks families up, it oppresses individuals, and it unalives males just for being male. Who controls how they're born? So you can, if you want to be vegan, if you agree with me that causing unnecessary harm is immoral, then I would suggest check out my resources. Go to nutritionfacts.org. I didn't even go over that resource. It just shows you how you can eat a whole food plant-based diet and get everything you need in a day. And they actually have videos about the studies behind it. I do have a companion, but I rescued her, and I do things in her best interest, not mine. Oh, I see. Sorry, Hannah. I have my guest list over here. How you doing?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey, it's good to see you.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, just starting out well, it's not the day, but the live, I guess.
I didn't know that you also go live on Fridays.
Yeah, I try to do Wednesdays and Fridays at 3 p.m. my time, PDT. But
Okay,
Wednesday I kind of caved to hump day, and it was also really hot, so I just kind of chilled.
that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I do try to at least on Fridays be here at 3.
Are you bringing up non-vegans
Yes.
to, okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Let's do it. Okay. All right, Skull Cliff. Oh, never mind. Okay. Well, maybe. Hold on. I'm gonna give it a second. Sometimes when I accept, it like has a huge delay. Okay, now I don't see them. Maxi. Hey.
Hello.
Hi. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Okay, right on. So, if the only way to respect animals is to live vegan, why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I think you can eat animals and respect them at the same time. There's humane and less humane ways to go about it.
Is there a moral way for me to use a human without their consent for my benefit?
I wouldn't say so, but I don't equate animals to humans. That's our disagreement.
So why should I respect humans?
Because humans are the only species that can show moral justification, they can show a higher understanding of what right and wrong is, and you can't find another animal that even comes close to them in that regard.
Okay. So what about humans that can't do that? Can I disrespect them and use them?
Sorry, are you referring to like children or disabled people? Like, where are you
Both.
referring with that? Well, I would say that they are human. They have the capacity for babies. They obviously have the capacity to grow into someone who can do that. And people with
Are you
disabilities,
denying that there are people that exist that will never become moral agents? Are you denying that those people exist?
well, if someone's got a condition or a disability that prevents them from doing that themselves, then I'd still disagree with doing that to them because, firstly, they are humans. And if they didn't have that issue, they would still have the same capability. And secondly, us
Could
being
I
humans means that
would
we
it
can
would it be
recognize that.
also that because if you were them, you can like see yourself in them, and if you were them, you would also want to be respected?
Well, not really. I mean, I can't sit here and say I know what it's like to be in that situation. I wouldn't really say that's where I'm going with it.
That I didn't say that. I said when you look at someone else, regardless of their intelligence, they have some kind of deformity or maybe have lost some body part, despite whatever they look like, right? You still respect that human, right?
Yeah, because I
All right.
recognize them as
So it has
human.
nothing to do with their ability to understand morality, right? Or to even have
But that's
logical
what that's
thought.
part of what makes them human. It's not the only factor,
All
but
right,
that
but
is a
these
big
people that I'm
indicator.
talking about don't have that, and you agree that we should still respect them.
Because me as a human without that does have that moral
Okay.
framework, and I can
So
see
what is
this
it then
person's a
that
human.
makes
I don't want to harm
animals
them.
what makes the animals so different from the population that I'm talking about?
Can they show? Well, they're not that different. That's the point. That's why we call. I mean, I know it's not the same as an animal. That's why sometimes people in comas, people who are heavily disabled, are referred to as vegetables because they don't do things
Right. Well, that's
themselves.
disrespecting them.
It
We
is.
are objectifying them. A vegetable is not an animal, by the way. But
Yeah, I know. That's why
I
I
want to
said
be
that.
clear that you agree, though, that it's not about who someone's related to. It's the fact that they are a being that has preferences, and if you were in their position as a being who can make preferences, you would hope that your preferences to like bodily autonomy, to not be exploited, you would hope those would be respected even if you couldn't vocalize it, right? Or even be
Yeah, as
aware
a
of it.
human, I
Right.
would. If I was an animal,
Right.
I wouldn't give. I
So
wouldn't
what's the
care.
difference between what makes it okay to do this to animals and ignore their preferences, but not okay to do to the vulnerable populations that we're talking about?
Well, firstly, I don't think we benefit from doing that to the vulnerable population, as you
Yeah, we
say.
could get
We
lots of
don't. What do we
benefits.
get?
We
What do
could
we
use
get from
them.
doing that to them?
We could use them just like we do the animals.
I mean, I
Right, we
don't.
could bring
Unless you're
back
going to go eat
slavery.
someone. Slavery? How are you going to use a heavily disabled person for slavery? What?
Their labor, or maybe their hair, or maybe we unalive them at a
Their
young age for their
organs.
skin.
So I thought we were talking about someone who was like straight up comatose. Are we talking someone who still functions, who still moves around?
Yeah,
Because I
animals,
would.
you know that animals function and move around, right?
But we're comparing them to humans, right? You said someone who doesn't
Yeah,
show those
so
same.
I don't think you understand how intelligent animals are. Cows are often compared to toddlers. Pigs
So
are
are
So
also,
pigs.
compared to
yeah.
toddlers,
Yeah.
that's not a compliment to their intelligence. That's me saying that's how large the distinction is between an adult, healthy human and any other
Okay.
species.
So the point is that a toddler right, is a vulnerable individual who can't really speak up about, their preferences, but we can recognize that they're a sentient being who is making preferences and who avoids harm, right? And because they're vulnerable, we as moral agents who know the difference between right and wrong have a moral obligation to not exploit that child. And I'm saying that there's no difference between the child and the animal.
I think there's one difference, that being a toddler will grow into be an adult human, and a chicken will never grow
there
into
are
be a human.
toddlers that I know you agree with me, there are toddlers that exist that will not make it to adulthood. We know they won't. Would that then make it okay to exploit them?
How can you say that?
Because there are diseases. There's diseases like where their brain will not develop. They will not go past like maybe 2 years of age. It happens. So is it okay to exploit those individuals, those babies?
Well, again, there's no meaningful way you could exploit a toddler, I don't think.
I could make
not
baby
not using
bacon.
them for slavery, as you just mentioned.
I can make baby bacon.
Yeah, it's called long pig.
So again, if you want to eat babies, all right, then you can go and do that. But I think 99% of the population will agree there's very little.
Do you agree that it's immoral?
Well, because they're a human, I agree. It's immoral.
Okay,
I wouldn't
so you keep
harm
saying
another
human, but you can't tell me the difference.
I've told you, a healthy.
It's literally just a name. It's literally just a name or DNA. But either way, you're still saying because you're outside of my group, I'm going to ignore the fact that you have the capacity to suffer, that you have your own preferences, and that you care what happens to you. I'm going to ignore that for my benefit so that I can use you. Does that sound
I'm not ignoring it.
Does that sound like moral logic? Well, you're
I'm
degrading
not ignoring it.
You're demeaning it so that it's like it means less to them. But don't you think that their life means everything to them?
I mean, you can say that, except when you have cows that spend their entire lives in the same field, eating the same patch of grass. I think you could argue that our lives have a bit more.
Okay, so why don't we just stop breeding them into existence then?
So you think that no life at all would be better for them than a long life until they get eaten?
Slavery, yes.
Well, how can you make that?
And they don't live a long life.
Yeah.
Depends on the farm. Depends on the.
How long do you think cows live for?
Cows live.
Well, if you're in a breeding factory, it would be very short.
How long do cows live for?
Not even a couple years.
How long do cows live for?
Their lifetime, I would assume, maybe 10 years, maybe a bit longer.
20 years. They can live up to 20 years. Some of them can live up to 40. And dairy cows, how old do you think they are when they're unalived?
Probably a year, 12 months.
They're 5. At 5, 6 maybe.
Hey, that's better than I thought.
Every year, they have a farmer plunge their arm up their bum and go back and forth to make sure that she gets pregnant. It's more efficient. And the bulls are aggressive. It can harm the cow. So we actually have loopholes in our laws for bestiality so that you can drink dairy.
I mean,
do you think bestiality is moral? Do you think bestiality is moral?
No, I don't.
Right.
I never said that.
Okay, so why do you consume dairy?
Because it tastes good, and I put my preferences above that. So
because something tastes good, it's okay to grape an animal?
So if you go to a farm where that's not necessary.
If something tastes good, is it moral to grape an animal then?
I think that's a bit of a reach. No, it's not moral.
Okay.
How is it a reach? It's literally what it is.
Because you're not doing it for
them. You're saying, farmer, I need milk. And the farmer says, the only way I can do that is if I grape this cow. And you're like, here's my money. Plunge.
The farmers literally yank off the male cows.
Maxie,
there's different types of farms you can go to.
How do you get a cow pregnant without graping her?
What do you mean? How would cows exist today if they couldn't reproduce naturally? How would they
literally
exist?
Breed them, Maxie. We took them out of the wild.
So how do they
exist in the wild?
Genetically, no. The cows that we eat and that we breed have been genetically modified for so many years that naturally they cannot reproduce anymore. We have to do it artificially.
Yeah, so we have to do it. Otherwise, they'll be unalived.
No,
so again, what makes you say that they deserve death more than life?
Maxie, you're literally justifying human slavery right now. Because
Humans.
your argument right now is that I should be having as many babies as possible because I'm denying so many individuals the opportunity of life, right? Even though it may be a life of misery because I can't support a ton of babies, right? I should be having as many, and you should be too. What are you doing? You should be having babies right now, as many as possible, because you're denying so many people the existence of life right now. Every time that
That's not what I said.
every time that you whack off without being with a person that you can actually repopulate with, you are being selfish and you are denying someone life.
That's not what I said. And equivalence, would you be
Well,
saying?
then why
no
are
to
you
have babies
saying
ever
that
again?
that because someone is being forced into existence to be a slave, that's better than non-existence?
I'm saying you can't make that choice for them, and neither can I.
What are
But
you
until they
talking
find a
about?
way of
What are you
communicating,
Well, we
talking?
literally
I'm gonna keep
are
doing
when
it.
we breed them.
If cows learned
You're
how to speak and said
no,
stop
no, no,
into
Max.
existence, I might listen.
You keep contradicting yourself, dude. Like
Yeah.
a lot.
It's terrible.
The equivalent to what you
I'm
said
gonna move
before.
on soon because you're really just debate broing me. I mean, I know you agree with me that we shouldn't cause
I
animals
don't.
unnecessary harm. Like, I'm sure you agree that locking a dog in a hot car is immoral, right?
You get no benefit from that, right? You
I
get
do
benefit
actually.
from
I do.
eating
I do
cows.
because my dog will actually chew up my couch. So in my car, they can't destroy any of the stuffing in there. I've actually got it so it's set up they can't do it. And I really have to go to this 3-hour class, even though it's like 90 degrees outside and I don't have AC in the car. So super convenient for me. And I'm gonna go get my exercise and socialize and be a good person with other people. In fact, we're actually gonna go feed the hungry, right? Is it moral for me to leave my dog in the car?
So just to clarify, you're a vegan, you're against animal exploitation, but you have a pet dog. Am I hearing that right?
I like that you can't even
Is that
focus on
correct?
my point. I don't actually
Because
have a
you're
dog.
vegan and you have a pet dog. Doesn't that
Maxie,
go against everything you
come back.
stand for?
Come back, man. I don't have a dog.
So you're changing the subject.
Exactly.
So you
Like,
don't
you
have
know
a pet.
what?
Why would you put that hypothetical?
I'm done
What a
talking to
dummy.
him. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. Okay, I'll go
He's
over
probably
both.
like 16.
I know. I'll go over both for him. I know he feels like he won. Okay, first off, it's immoral to lock a dog in a car. I know that was really hard for you to answer and you had to dodge. I know that was really hard. It kind of put you in a weird corner and you felt really weird about it. I got it. Okay, and then two, I don't have a companion dog. I do have a companion cat. And the difference is that I went somewhere. I asked who has been here the longest. Well, actually, my partner did. Went in there. We asked who had been there the longest, and we took that individual home. So there's the difference. I went and rescued someone. Other people that are getting pets who go to breeders are looking for a toy, an accessory. They're not looking at someone who genuinely needs their help. And they're perpetuating that someone be born into existence to be used. So I hope that answers your questions. You were very egotistical. Ridiculous. Are you ready for another one?
I think so. Let's do it.
Okay. Whew. Let's try to get some honest actors up here. I know that's a lot to ask, but please, can we have some honest people? That'd be great. Okay. Taco, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm over 18.
Okay. So why aren't you vegan yet?
I never really put any thought into it. I mean, why are majority of people not vegan is kind of the question too. What are the benefits of being a vegan?
Okay. So is it just that you said you hadn't really thought about it? The
Yeah,
benefits
I don't see a point. I don't
the
know the
benefits is
benefit.
that yeah. The benefits are that you're respecting others the way that you demand to be respected. That's the benefits. And if you do it you can do it so that you're really healthy. You can do it just to live like, with junk food or lazy. You can do whatever, however you want. It's just about living without using someone else without their consent.
That's
that-
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't humans get to where we are using animals?
I mean, we
Just
got to
like,
where we are using slaves too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that our society, yeah, we did do a lot of things in the past because we had to do it to survive. And now, luckily, we have the technology that we don't have to do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like we have the ability to no longer cause this suffering, this like immense suffering. And so being vegan is just saying, hey, I don't want to be part of this anymore.
That's cool. That's cool.
So why
Yeah,
aren't you
I
vegan?
mean, I don't see the moral benefit of switching. You know, like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I can respect that. But
I mean, do you
I
know
mean,
what veganism even means?
yeah, you don't use anything animal products.
I mean, that's a result of it, but that's not what veganism is.
So what
Veganism
is?
is it's a principled stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. Specifically, we focus on the exploitation of animals and human-caused exploitation, but we also care about human rights.
So even eggs.
Yeah, unfortunately, the egg industry is pretty messed up. The chickens do not usually live a very good life at all, and it's a very short life.
So what? So technically, you could still be vegan and eat meat based on what you said.
What do you
If
mean?
it's
How's
about
that?
if it's about exploitation, I mean, what if you came across an animal that has already passed and is deceased, and you use it to consume the food, and there's no exploitation involved? Isn't that still like you're not crossing the barrier into,
I
like,
mean,
do you see what I'm saying?
yeah, that's pretty gross. I mean, I guess if you want to do that, but
Well, like if you had like, I mean, I know this is a dumb example, but let's say you had a pet, or and I'm not trying to be a troll at all, or like you got animals that live in your back field, and one of them, hey, it it moves on. You're not exploiting it at that point. You're actually using it for a good thing to fuel yourself. So like
Okay.
how do you look at that?
I would ask you, why don't we do this to humans?
Well, there, we do. Humans do that to humans.
We don't. We don't.
explain.
We don't use humans for resources.
Well, yeah, we do. There's
See,
plenty like
someone plops over and they take that body and pull it apart, sell the meat, or eat the meat and use the bones and the skin and the hair.
have you ever heard of the term cannibalism?
Do you really think it's that common?
No, it's not. But I mean,
Oh,
it's
okay. So
still
back
to
to the
this day.
reality of my question then. Why do you think it's not common that we consume humans? Of course it exists, but why do you
Well,
think it's
why?
not common?
You know the answer to that, but here's another question.
I
Why
don't
is
actually.
vegan?
Can you answer it?
Because it's nasty.
Nasty. It's just because it's gross?
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
nasty to other cultures. Other cultures have been doing it for thousands of years.
And what's
yeah.
so
I think.
gross about it?
Well,
What's gross
what,
about it?
eating another human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is
It
that
is a
gross?
cultural practice in some parts of the world.
I don't know. Why do they do it?
Why is it gross though?
Well,
You
it's
said
not
it's
to them.
gross.
Well, it's
To
in
you
my
though, we're talking
opinion.
about your, yeah, exactly. I only want to talk about your perspective. Why is it gross to you?
I don't know. I think it's something ingrained in
Can
most
I offer
people.
an
That's why
answer?
most people don't do that.
I can
What,
offer
an
an
answer
answer.
for me?
Yeah. You might relate
Yeah.
with it.
No, for sure. Go ahead.
Is it that you see yourself in other humans and that you wouldn't want to be another human's snack? Like you can empathize with a human that's being cannibalized or
I know. Yeah, that's a
shrimpalized.
really good point. Yeah, that's a.
You know they're having a subjective experience. They're potentially feeling pain, right? They don't want to be in that situation, most people, if they're being unalive for it, of course.
And I do have a question, Taco. It's slightly related, slightly unrelated. How do you feel about other countries that regularly consume dogs and cats? I'm just curious, and like dolphins and stuff.
Dogs, cats, dolphins. I mean, how do I personally feel? That's see.
Like, do you think
I
it's
could.
acceptable?
I mean, it is what it is. Like, it happens. It's clear, and people eat rats and insects and all kinds of stuff. But I mean, when I think about it, and you directly ask me, like, how would I feel about eating a dog? I mean, I don't think I would necessarily want to.
And why is that?
Again, I think it just years of companionship, wolves and domesticating them, and we've, I've never eaten a dog or had the
So in
thought to want to eat a dog because they're our friends.
that relationship, what do you think we learned about each other? What do you think we learned about them that made us not want to eat them?
Well, they help us. Dogs are, like really beneficial tools throughout.
Okay, so it's only because they're a tool.
What are you trying to get to with the dogs and
Is it,
cats?
is it that in a dog that we see they have a personality, that they're an
Well,
innocent being?
you get attached to them. I mean, you could have a pet fish. What if you had a pet catfish and it died? Like, you're people eat
But
catfish all
that's
the
that's
time.
but see, my point is you wouldn't do it to your companion dog, right? Because you made a relationship with them, you had a connection with someone, someone inside of that dog body. And to eat them feels disrespectful, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I wouldn't eat my dog.
And the thing is that pigs, I don't know how much time you've spent around pigs and cows and sheep and goats. I've spent a lot of time with them because I've worked at an animal sanctuary. They are just as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than dogs. And you can have the same capacity to have a relationship with them. Like they're just as sweet, as loving, as affectionate, as funny as a dog.
Yeah, and there's like a whole, issue with the way that we put animals in cages and basically abuse them, uh, just to grow them, pump them full of steroids, and then slaughter them and package them up, and you do that, and then some of that meat just gets thrown away. That's one whole side, which yeah, there's room for improvement on that. What are y'all's thoughts
I was
on
gonna say, imagine
just
imagine being that individual that lost their life to also being thrown away. And to add to it, actually, even if they weren't thrown away, to be the body that was unalived, consumed, and then pooped out into the sewers, I feel like is even more of an insult.
what are your thoughts on? Yeah, there's a whole lot of complications with that. It's unethical. I mean, I think people that eat meat also agree with that. The whole KFC stuff, but
I'm not even
all of
describing
them.
fast food. I'm saying any animal that you consume, right, had to lose their life so that you could chew on them. And then they go through your intestines and become poop, right? And then you poop them into the toilet. That's what their
Not
destiny
only
is.
that, and their whole life was 15 minutes of a tasty sandwich to you. You know?
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. And it's
And
it's there's a lot of people that don't even need to be eating that food in the first place. It's just gluttony.
I mean,
Gluttony.
most people do not need to eat any animals at all. We can very easily thrive on a fully vegan diet in 2025. It's pretty easy now, honestly.
So why do more people not do it then? What do you think the answer to that
I
is?
actually, this is a great question. Because right now in the vegan community, there's a lot of back and forth on what is holding back the animal rights movement. And
Hmm.
how often do you talk to a vegan or see even a vegan message versus how often you see commercials, billboards, radio ads constantly talking about how to be a man eating meat, how to be social eating animal products. You're only going to be healthy if you consume animal products. Calcium only comes from cow's milk. Protein only comes from animal products. How often are you fed those messages versus us, the abolitionists, speaking up for the victims? You know, that's why
And
we don't have more people.
it's very, very hard for anyone, whether it's diet, whether it's lifestyle, anything really. It's hard for people to change. You know, like, especially if we were raised one way for a very long time, it's hard to move away from that, whatever it might be. So, I mean, if we were raised thinking that meat is great, we need it, it's part of our culture, our family gatherings, like we have all these advertisements. I mean, it's difficult to shift your mind away from that.
Were you always vegan, or if not, when did you make the decision to switch over?
For
I've been vegan for 10 years and I'm 36 years old. I was raised eating a lot of meat. It's, you know, I'm Jewish and a lot of Jewish food is very like meat heavy. And I grew up fishing with my dad and all that, you know.
Did you like the taste of meat?
Loved it. I loved the taste of meat. I would make steaks regularly. It was like my favorite food. I'm never going to be one of those vegans that says that the taste of meat was gross to me. It wasn't. It was great.
So why did you become a vegan? Like, what was that defining moment in your life where you're like, okay, this makes more sense, and you're gonna go down that path now?
The light bulb, I will say that I mean there was a lot leading up to it. There really was, but the light bulb moment for me, and I want to be careful with what I say because I don't know, I don't want anyone to get in trouble, but I was doing in my younger years some schmikadelics and I had a really, really intense experience and when I was coming down from it, I needed to eat and I was gonna make some meat and then I looked at it and I was like, what is this? This is an actual life that like I am not even thinking about taking. Like, I don't know, I had this moment. It was a long time ago, but I just couldn't after that. And so it did take me, I'll be honest, it took me about a year to fully transition into being like 100% vegan. Cause like I said, it's very hard to change your lifestyle. But you know, I did it slowly and I really do think it's like one of the best decisions I've ever made.
What substance were you on? I've done almost everything, a lot of them too. I'm just curious.
Can I say?
not, because even mentioning legal things actually will get the live pulled down.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just say a gel tab, if you know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's interesting.
I would say, though, for me, the story was a little different. I didn't fully learn about dairy at first, so I became vegetarian when I understood. It's really, I saw footage of animals in a slaughterhouse, and I've yet to see footage where an animal, I don't feel bad for them and that I would never trade places with them. I've never seen an animal where I'm like, hey, you know what? I would trade places with that animal.
The
And then,
footage will make you sob.
yeah. And then later down the road, I saw more about how, especially the background of chickens and what we have done to them. And when you support chickens, what you're encouraging to support further. And then I also learned about dairy at the same time, and that we're perpetually, most animals are being graped into their feces essentially to make more animals, and or they're not being permitted to turn around, or they're just absolutely always held down so that we can make them reproduce. Personally, I cannot handle the idea of someone being allowed to fiddle with my bits, make me pregnant without my consent, and constantly steal my babies because they want to either take my babies and turn them into meat, or they want to take the fluid that comes out of me. And I can't justify what we do to animals because I see no moral difference between us. So when I
Do you know,
learned about that we're so much the same, I couldn't do it anymore.
there's I got two kind of points. One of them's kind of personal. The other, have you ever seen the show Alone, where it's like a survival show and they go out
Yeah,
and they like
yes.
literally survive
Yeah.
with
The
just like a
issue with,
hatchet?
have you ever looked at the like damage those shows do? They literally destroy the ecosystem that they film in because they unalive everything just to survive for a show.
But
It's
I guess,
sad,
yeah, I can
terrible.
look into that. I guess the point I was trying to make is
It's
that's
unnecessary is the point. If you were literally in a space of survival, vegans recognize that. I could literally justify consuming a human baby in survival mode, right? Like, I could say that this baby will suffer more if I don't unalive them in a survival situation, right? If I'm like stranded on an island and all I have is a baby, am I going to let that
yeah,
baby
no,
just
I
So the point is, though, survival doesn't morally justify systematically exploiting someone or even going into the woods to take someone's life when you have options.
no, I 100% agree with that. The point I was going to make is when you're watching that show, then like sometimes you'll watch them hunt, I don't know, a squirrel or whatever, and like it's strange because you see like they have so much more respect for that animal and like understand, like, hey, like they respect that animal and are.
Did,
I know
did,
you're. I know you're. I know
did
you're
Jeffrey
laughing.
did Jeffrey Dahmer respect his victims? He actually would try to stun them so that they didn't really experience everything that he did to them. Is he a moral person because he tried to find a humane way to use his victims because he
Well, yeah,
honored
no,
them?
it's interesting, the whole survival aspect, which is completely different than what society today
Sure, when you
experiences.
work harder for something, absolutely you're going to have a little more respect for it, but that's not respect that we're talking about because
And
that's not respect.
that's not really respect for the squirrel. That's respect for like the thing that you have to do to survive in this situation.
Which I want to underline, these people were not in a survival situation. They put themselves there so that those animals suffered for just entertainment. There was no survival actually
No,
happening.
I get that. It's
Yeah.
just a different outlook on the whole morality of it.
Of
The
course,
other
I
point,
just justified to you that I could unalive a baby even if that was my own baby and I wanted them to grow up to be an adult, right? I would respect that baby, but in survival I could justify consuming them. But that doesn't mean in our situation it's moral to go to the grocery store, pick up baby bacon and eat it, right? Because I'm supporting a system where they're forcing babies to exist to be unalived into bacon, right? That doesn't make sense. That's not moral.
no, for sure, I can see that side.
Yeah.
The other point I was going to say is I work in industrial manufacturing. Like I'm in a sales position that does services for a bunch of different types of facilities. So, I've been in Tyson plants and a lot of food and beverage manufacturing facilities. Dude, when you leave those places, you don't want to eat. Like, I don't think people understand USDA guidelines, and your food's not really always coming from the most clean place.
No, it's
It's
disgusting. And also, I'm sure that you're fully aware of this, that a lot of times, I mean, the people that work there are not working in good conditions. They're not happy to be doing what they're doing, and their rate of injury is very high.
The most
yeah, that's
vulnerable populations too.
yeah. Go if you're curious about it. Anybody go get a part-time job at one of those places and see where your food comes from. It's really eye-opening, I'd
They
say.
have they
But
have the highest turnover rate as far as a job. And whenever a slaughterhouse, yeah, that's fine to probably say. Whenever a slaughterhouse is brought into an area, the violent crime in the area goes up. The people that work there have higher rates of domestic violence and alcohol abuse. It's not a job that anybody really wants to do. It's not a job we even need to have around.
And it pollutes the surrounding environment. Like a lot of times when people live near those plants, they're very more likely to get asthma and to get other illnesses.
Yeah, hey.
Hi.
Hey. I just had a question. Is Taco the same one who at the beginning said they just hadn't thought about it before?
Yeah.
That's just interesting because you know, are now talking about how you've been to Tyson plants and how disgusting it is and how it makes you not want to eat, you know, animals and stuff. Um, so that's just interesting that you said that at the beginning of this conversation. It sounds like you kind of, I don't know, maybe like the idea that you don't have to eat meat or that there is a choice just didn't like come to fruition yet.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that information on nutrition is all over the place. You know, like you're saying, you can get like all the proteins you need.
It's not really. It's not all over the place.
Not when you know how to read actual studies. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't, but
Yeah. You can get all your nutrition from plants, beans, rice, leafy greens, just to name a few really like nutrient dense options.
Are there any vegan cultures that are, you know, like 100% vegan?
There are, I can't think of them, but it doesn't really matter. Like, the point is that we know better now, because there was a culture of using humans. That didn't make that moral. And that culture made change, or at least many of them have made change. And this is just another one of those situations where just because we've been doing it a long time, it's in our culture, tradition, it just this doesn't justify violating someone, even if they're just not as intelligent as us, you know? It's just
No, I can see that for sure. Where's the largest population of vegans like in the world?
I
Or
don't
like
know.
what's the largest group of them? Is it
I
just
don't know.
scattered?
It's not important. It doesn't matter. It
I
shouldn't
mean,
that shouldn't really influence your choices, which is what we're here to talk about. And honestly, you've been up here for 23 minutes, and I just don't like to keep people up longer than that.
No, that's
So
cool.
I'm
I
going to
get it.
leave you to go watch Dominion or, you know, one of those documentaries, although you've already been in there. So I guess it's just a matter of if you want to use animals and keep supporting that oppressive system, keep seeing them as
No,
objects instead of sentient beings like your companion.
I'll hop off. I'll keep watching. I enjoyed your information and the conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate
thank you
being
for being like, you know,
civil.
reasonable.
What, like a real human?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no problem.
All right, appreciate Taco. Yeah, I just I don't want to stay too long with someone. I want to help other people that he clearly has good ideas now. Should just go check out maybe nutritionfacts.org. It sounds like nutrition is the only thing that might be holding him back, but science is in. We can thrive on a plant-based diet.
Yeah, he should look into it
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
I get it though, because it is, you know, if you really, studies can be very confusing to read. And if you're getting most of your information from social media or like people who, I mean, even a lot of doctors, you know, they don't get a lot of nutrition training. And so, like, they are just parroting what they've also learned in school. But I don't know. You get what I'm saying.
yeah. I, part of me wanting to get skinny and get healthy or whatever was what kind of started me towards veganism, and then I learned about the rights violations that were happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you can get everything you need.
That's
you
how
can't
it
do with
is.
research. Sorry, Ciara.
No, you're good. Unfortunately, I was just gonna say that's how it is for a lot of vegans, though. They go plant-based for a different reason, and then they connect with the animals.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
why personally I don't mind answering some nutrition questions, but I get that because I feel like that is the biggest barrier for people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I hope that the vegan Daily Dozen is helpful because it does just list out general things that are really easy to get in any grocery store. And, you know, a cheap diet, it happens to be the healthiest diet. And what I like about nutritionfacts.org is that they make videos about those studies. And it's not that they're like the sole, I'm not like worshiping their information. I just like how convenient it is and that they're not like trying to get your money, and they're just trying to help people get healthy. Anyway.
Pig.
Oh, I didn't even notice that
I
someone came up.
brought them up because
cool.
they're being obnoxious in the comments about coming up, so I guess let's see.
Let's do it. Are you over 18?
Sorry. My phone glitched.
Oh, that's all good. That's all good.
So, hey, can I respond to the prompt?
Are you over 18?
Precisely, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So, the reason why I'm not vegan is because many people who are vegan, and even the ones who are carnivores, they don't know what things are compatible with the human body, and they still support the wrong industries that corrupt the world. So, an example of this, real quick here, like in the comments just now, some guy was like, Impossible Whopper with exclamation points. And then a vegan moderator replied to him and was like, yeah, for sure. But if you're eating an Impossible Whopper, right, there's no meat in it. But number one, you're still supporting fast food corporations. Then number two, an Impossible Whopper has ingredients in it that are just as bad as meat. So people are not.
Before you continue, first let's
Yeah, I
clarify
live a
something.
holistic lifestyle, by the way.
Okay. So what does veganism mean?
I live a holistic lifestyle. So to
That's-
me, veganism says. So to me, veganism is a collective group of people who avoid meat.
That's
You've
what.
been here for a while, Maestro. I've seen you in the comments this whole time. You should know what veganism is by now.
I've been here for about 10 minutes. But
No,
could you
you've been
respond
here
to
much
anything I
longer.
said?
You were here the whole last guest.
Yeah, could you respond to anything I said, though, about why I'm not vegan?
First, I'm going to tell you what veganism is first, because I don't think you understand. It sounds like you think it's a diet. Veganism is actually a philosophy and a movement for animals. It's a principled stance against the exploitation of all sentient beings. So it's not about avoiding animal products. That's just a side effect.
Oh,
It's about that we don't want to demand someone's oppression for our benefit.
oh, that's what I mean. So when we talk about holistic as opposed to vegan, right? So vegans, they claim to go against these occult practices.
But we're talking about you, and I'm like confused because you're saying because other vegans are hypocrites, you can't live vegan?
No, so the point I'm trying to make here
My
is,
prompt, because you said you wanted to answer my prompt, is why
yeah,
aren't you vegan?
right. So,
Okay. Why
and
can't you
this,
be vegan and not support those fast food companies?
so yeah, but this is the point I'm trying to make here is that even with me approaching this idea, like I'm getting kind of negative feedback from you. So the point I'm trying to make here is that the consensus amongst the vegan community, right? You make the state.
You're deflecting again. My question
You
is,
took a
Very
survey of all
disingenuous.
the vegans.
Could I
not
finish
only
a
that,
statement?
you're not answering for yourself. You're literally going to say, all vegans are hypocrites, therefore I cannot be vegan. That doesn't make sense.
That's not the point I'm trying to
That's
make.
like saying because I can't eliminate all
But you're not even
racism.
allowing me to say my.
I know, but you're not listening. Like you're literally going
You're
on
talking
about.
over me. What do you mean I'm not listening?
God, are you here to listen or just to yap? Like
He's not answering any questions.
I know
like,
he's literally
that's
just
clear.
going to keep saying vegans are hypocrites. That's all he can say. And I'm like, stop saying that. That's not what veganism is. It's not about us. It's literally me personally saying, I don't want to support oppression. I don't want to do
Right.
it. So why
And
can't
neither
you
do I.
adopt that? Why can't you say, I'm going to avoid oppression to the best of my ability? Why can't you do that?
Yeah, that's the whole point
Yeah.
I'm
Why
trying
can't
to.
you do that?
Okay, if you
Can
let
you
me
answer
get
for
to my.
yourself and not all vegans? Say, I can't do it because.
Okay, can I explain
As long
why?
as you answer it as I just said, I can't do it because
Oh my
da da
gosh.
da.
Okay, the reason why I can't be vegan is because the vegan community.
Oh
my
my
God,
If you're
god.
not going to be genuine, if you're
Are
not going to
you
be
serious
genuine
right
and let
now?
someone talk, like where do we go from here? You
I
weren't
don't know. I guess
interrupting.
nowhere, honestly.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow. Clearly can't get
guess
over
he's-
it.
He's
Other
talking
people are
to
hypocrites,
vegan.
therefore I can't be. Like, you gave him 3 chances too.
And you can be vegan and not eat Beyond Burgers or whatever. Like, I don't understand.
Exactly. I can't be vegan because you guys are hypocrites. Which is totally valid. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it just cracks me up. The point is veganism, as we already said many times, personal thing. I don't care what other vegans are doing. It's what I want to support. And what would I want if I was the one being oppressed? What would I
We're
want
not a
my oppressors to
monolith.
do? Yeah, no, we're not
Right.
a monolith.
I don't care flying squirrel what other vegans are out there doing. I don't
Yeah.
want to participate in the oppression of animals.
That's exactly it. Yep. And if I can avoid demanding someone's oppression, I will do so. It's not hard.
That's like when people will be like, vegans are so mean to me, so I'm not going to go vegan. Okay, that's the reason you won't go vegan, because a couple vegans were like not nice to you one time.
Yeah. They were even
He's-
saying that too. Yeah.
He's still going in the comments. He's saying fast food is an oppressive industry.
Okay, so don't buy fast food
Then
then.
don't. Yeah,
I
literally.
eat fast food.
And do you know what's an even more oppressive industry? The meat and dairy industries, not just to animals, but to humans.
Yeah.
Because the majority of humans that work in those industries are immigrants or very marginalized groups who don't have any other choice but to work in those heinous industries.
Yep. Exactly.
Holistic therapy. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're not really holistic because you don't care about your effects on others. You only care about your benefits. So how is that holistic? Holistic, I don't even think you know what holistic means. Oh, he's a puppy. Holistic means the effect of everything.
Oh my God.
I love you, face. I love it.
Yet if you buy meat, dairy, and eggs, you're still supporting exploitation and oppression of sentient life. Not just of animals, but also of humans, if that's what you're concerned about.
Thought everyone could use a little puppy break.
Yeah, thank you.
Little palate cleanser.
Yes,
Yeah.
little palate cleanser.
Thank you.
He's the best, guys. I can't get over it.
Yeah, it's just a sweet baby.
All I do is send vegan stoner lady pictures of him. You can ask her.
Yeah, we're trading pictures of companions.
Yes.
All right, let's bring up. Oh, Lori, you were there. Oh my gosh, Lori. Did it bring you up? Or did I click on someone random now?
Maestro, you're done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring
You had
back
a
up.
chance.
I'm sorry, Maestro.
You're all good.
Hey, Lori. Yeah, it put you at the bottom, and the window that shows me who's requesting doesn't get bigger. I have to scroll, so I'm so sorry. I would have pulled you up immediately.
No problem.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys too. How's everything going so far? You having some pretty good conversations or not?
I mean, we had a good conversation for a while, and then I booted him just because I wasn't sure if he was being genuine or just kind of stretching out our time. I don't know. That guy, I hope he goes and checks our resources out for sure, at least the nutritionfacts.org. And then the last person just was not willing to listen, at least. They keep saying that fast food was an oppressive industry or something, like we're still supporting oppression, but wouldn't answer why they can't go vegan. They just kept saying vegans are hypocrites.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know, man. Universe had some crazy people yesterday.
Oh boy.
That
Well,
was pretty bad, pretty funny.
hopefully you exercised their demons and they're vegan now.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
All right.
I know you have people waiting.
Let's bring up Tedious.
I can't turn my mic off. I mean, I can't.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, baby girl. Here. Daddy's gonna talk to someone real quick. I got your big paper out so you can draw. Love you. Be right back, okay? Oh, why are you going in her room? I'll be right back. I love you. Sorry about that.
Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 28.
Okay. So what morally justifies not, or why aren't you vegan yet? Sorry, I changed my name or my title.
I'm not vegan yet just because I just don't want to. I do go vegan once a year because it does have general health benefits, and I use it as a cleanse once a year just to cleanse my body because, like I said, it does have health benefits. That diet does do good things for you. It's just
So why not do it all the time?
To be honest with you, it's just because I don't want to. That's to be completely honest. That is entirely my only reason. I like having meat. I am a hunter. I do all my own meat. I don't buy anything from the store. So I was curious how you guys felt about that situation.
Yeah.
You never buy any animal products from the store ever? None? Zero?
No milk, no cheese.
Nothing with dairy in it?
I do buy some dairy, but all the meat in my house I get myself by hunting.
So you do consume animal products from the store?
Some, yeah, dairy specifically, milk, eggs, and cheese. But like meat, bacon, all that kind of stuff, I either make myself or I have friends and family who raise their own animals.
So it seems like you recognize that there is some type of issue with the system, right?
100%. I 100% agree that the system needs to be reformed in order for it to be any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Then
The
why would you
system-
buy any products that are supporting that system?
I try to limit it as much as I can by buying locally from farmers in my area that raise their animals with respect. My father raised pigs, and I to kind of go back to a previous statement that one of you said, comparing it to like your own dog and stuff like that. I've had the situation where I raised a pig, named it, had fun with it every single day, and then still had to, after 6 years, eat it.
You wouldn't do it to a dog. Because it's just
If I was
cultural
in
that
a-
you did it to a pig.
If I was in a country where dog was available, I would try it.
That's
Okay.
fucked up.
Yeah.
That's really fucked
At
up.
least to understand their culture. I mean,
Okay,
like you said,
so-
it's a cultural thing.
Do you think it's moral for me to like lock a dog in a hot car?
No, 100%.
Okay. Is it
100%.
moral for me to breed dogs for dog fighting?
No,
Okay. Why not?
it's immoral. You should treat animals and all beings with respect. And I understand that the current status of how we mass produce meat and how we get it into our stores is
Okay.
completely unethical and
What
needs
if
to be
I
reformed.
raise dogs the way that you think that the animals should be raised? What if I raise dogs that way for their flesh?
Yeah, with respect.
If it's in your culture that is a thing that you do, it is a way that your people survived for however long. You know, it's
Doesn't
most
have
of
to
the
be
time.
culture, it's just taste pleasure. I know they taste good.
For me, I believe as far as like dogs and stuff like that, it should be for cultural reasons. Like I'm not gonna watch someone here in America
The
do
issue
that.
with cultural is that there have been a lot of things that are cultural that are extremely immoral, right?
Right, I agree.
So just because something's cultural, that doesn't mean that you should have the right to do it.
Baby girl, it's hot out here. Get inside, please.
Like, it could be my culture to enslave my children. Does that make that moral?
Oh no.
Right. Even though it's my culture?
And then if it should be cultural to eat dogs, why not pigs? Because you admitted that, you see that pigs are very similar to dogs.
100%. More intelligent than dogs, more often than not. They do offer the same amount of companionship. As I said, I've raised them before.
So, like, why should we not do this to, like, humans?
Because cannibalism's wrong and weird and does things to your body, both physically and mentally.
So human flesh is actually the same level of safety as animal flesh. As long as you cook it, and as long as the human isn't infected, it's safe.
Correct.
So,
And even
what's
the
wrong
cultures
with
that do
us?
consume people, they don't
yeah.
do. It's not a staple in their diet.
Okay,
If
so
you
why
look into
don't
these
why
cultures
don't
that
we
do
though breed humans that maybe just have lower cognition? Let's say the cognition of animals. Why don't we breed humans and use them for labor, for their flesh, for their whatever else we can get out of them? Why don't we do that?
I see the point you're trying to make. I believe there's still a distinction between people and animals. I don't.
what is
I don't.
that?
I don't
What is
think
that?
There are our own. They're a part of our community. We shouldn't be
So
treating
I
people
would just want to be
within our
clear. I'm
community
just trying to reflect what you just said.
Okay.
So you're saying it's because they're not human, right? They're outside of your group.
Sure.
So
I'll agree
with that being said, does that mean we can do whatever we want to them?
Not whatever you want. I believe they
Okay.
need to be treated with respect, as I said earlier.
Okay, so
I
how
do
is it
believe there is a
respectful
humane
though if
way-
we know we don't need to use them? We know that they can suffer. We know they're having their own subjective experience. We know that they care immensely what happens to them. They're the subject of their own universe. Why is it moral for us to use them, to steal their babies from them, to grape them, to oppress them for our benefit when we don't need to? What morally justifies that?
And what is
Sorry, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
As I already said, I believe it's immoral and that there needs to be reform in the way that we produce our meat
In
and
the
produce our
nicest
dairy.
farming. Like why is it still immoral to put a human in that situation?
I think it's just a psychological thing. I wouldn't want to see a human doing
Is it
that.
because when you look at a human, you see yourself and that you would want to be treated with respect despite whether you're able to verbalize what you want or, express that you want autonomy? People should recognize you're a subject and that you should be respected, not being exploited, not being used as a human, right? You see yourself in them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but
why
I
you
can-
respect
I see-
other humans, because you see yourself in them. The
Correct.
animals are no different.
Yeah, I can see myself in animals.
Just because they're not.
I saw myself in the
okay,
pig
but
that
you're
I
still
raised.
allowing a knife to be drawn across their throat, or you're demanding that their babies be stolen from them, or that they be graped over and over again. Like, how do you morally justify any of this?
And how is that respectful? Like, what is the respectful part? I'm so confused about that.
Well, as I said, the way that we're doing it currently is not respectful.
Tedious.
The way
How
that
do
we're-
you do it
the way that-
respectfully? Yeah.
Daddy.
Yes, baby girl. What's up? Give me 1 second.
I'm fine with little cups also.
Give me 1 second. I'm just having a quick conversation. Okay, give me just 1 second. Sorry about that, you guys.
No, if you want, do you want
It's
to take?
okay.
I was gonna say actually, if you want to take 5 minutes to go, do you want to help your daughter or your child? Actually, I don't know who they are.
You're correct, daughter. I appreciate you. Yeah, give me just a couple minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on mute then. Okay.
Hey, I was going to ask you. You still have me on mod abilities or no?
I did. I removed you and I added you back because that's like the little trick to be able. Did it not give you all your jobs or your abilities?
No. It helped with my microphone, but yeah, I can't help you bring anybody up or tell you anybody's waiting and
Let's see.
do anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it turned off
That's
the
complicated
managing.
shit. Oh.
It's so annoying. Just work. Not you, the TikTok thing.
I was just asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Does
some
anybody
reason
else-
when I was just gonna say, for some reason when I tap on people, like on the panel, you know how usually a little thing like bar comes up you can tap on to go
Yeah.
to, or like to see their profile or like to mute them. For some reason I haven't had that for a while, but I know that you were like
Okay.
trying to get it back for me, but for some reason it never came back. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
You, yeah, you have 3 too waiting, Anna. 3.
I was gonna give
you-
him like 5
Okay.
minutes. I don't know if I should bring. I just don't know if I don't want to make him like wait. Then if we have someone else up here.
I really want to ask him a question about like referring to him hunting.
Yeah, that's a good idea. He sounds like he is a compassionate person and cares about the suffering of even.
No, he
animals.
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He sounds at least
In his
open.
way.
I'm hoping he is. Okay,
How
I
many-
removed you, Ciara, and I added you back. I don't. Did it change anything?
I don't think anything's gonna get to him. I think he's just gonna go in circles and say he doesn't want to be vegan.
I mean, he sounds like a somewhat reasonable person.
Yeah. I'll see what he says when he comes back.
I'm gonna have to come back up to
Oh,
check.
we gotta tap the
Okay.
screen, guys, too. Tap, tap, tap.
Ciara. So I did. Okay. I say you dropped down, but I did remove you and added you. I'll do it again, just real quick. Let's see. Sometimes that helps. Lori, did anything change for you? Are you able to?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's back to the way it was. And now you have 4 in the queue.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, 4 people waiting.
Tedious. I didn't
And I'm
keep.
just wondering if anybody's going to get him to change his mind at all. So
Well, I'll bring up someone, but if they have to be willing to stop and let us continue talking to
right.
Tedious when he comes back. So if you come up here and you're not willing to do that, I will drop you. Just FYI.
He's back.
Oh, you are Tedious? Are you back? Oh, he's
Maybe
back.
he doesn't
I
know
saw
how
him
to
in the chat.
unmute.
Oh, it could be TikTok. It has also. I've had it where guests aren't able to unmute themselves. Was that the case, Tedious?
Yeah, I'm back though. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I believe I was saying that I do believe that there needs to be reform in the way that we do this. I believe that you can sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I don't want to say force, but give people the initiative to live a more vegan lifestyle while also leaving, for lack of a better term, some meat on the table for those who aren't ready to make that transition yet. And the only way to do that would be to reform the way that we mass produce our dairy, the way we mass produce our meat, and to raise our animals and give them a proper amount of life, give them the respect and space that they deserve, and which would in turn raise the cost of all those things sky high, and would again essentially force a lot of people to consider and lean towards a more vegan lifestyle. That is probably not the best way to go about it, but I believe it would be the only way that you would get a large amount of people to can start considering it all at once, while also leaving the avenue for people who are wanting to continue to leave meat in their diet, a way to do that. Because I believe,
So,
uh,
Tedious, do you know
yeah,
why factory farms were invented?
no, I don't know the reason why factory farms were invented, other than supply and
Okay,
demand.
that's some pretty important information before you start saying that reform is needed. Reform is never going to happen, right? That's just not going to happen. An industry is not going to scale down. The reason factory farms were invented, um, I don't know, like 40, 50 years ago, is because there was such a demand for it, and it's the most efficient way to mass produce billions of animals each year, right?
Right,
That's
and
why factory
the
farms
first
were
step to
invented.
getting.
Hold
Sorry,
on.
go ahead.
Because to use modern technology in the most efficient way, we pack millions of animals into these humongous sheds. Um, there are often like several sheds on one property, and all of them combined usually host millions of animals. It's the most efficient way to do it. So that's why factory farms were invented. 99% of animals we use for like food, meat, milk, and eggs come from factory farming.
Yeah, I understand that, and I believe when I said I didn't know, I did say that it was probably supply and demand. Um, the thing is, I understand that
To be
reform
clear,
won't
it's
happen.
not really supply and I mean, it is partly because it is what she said. It's us asking for more and more, but it's also profit, right? Somebody wanted to make money, and
Right.
animals were on farms already being objectified, right? They're already a
Yeah.
food source. So if we're going to unalive them anyway, might as well get it to it quicker, right? Get them fatter, quicker. That's the whole thing. So once someone has been objectified, it's just about becoming more efficient about producing a product.
Exactly.
I
Take
understand
out
that.
tens of thousands to millions at a time.
I understand that. And just because something might seem impossible doesn't mean that it is impossible. The only way that they will even consider reform is if a large amount of people do something similar to what I'm doing and either source their own meat and things themselves and stop buying from grocery stores, stop buying.
The way we do it is by people abstaining as much as practicable and possible. That's how we do it. The way you're doing it is called welfarism, and we have evidence that welfarism delays liberation. So you saying that it's okay to use animals despite the fact that they're sentient beings means that it's okay to continue enslaving them, ignoring, what they prefer, and using someone's body without their consent, and saying that just they're not really aware of things. Like, we're justifying using someone who may not be aware but is vulnerable. We're saying, because you're vulnerable, I can use you. That's the mindset. So it's not about the environment. It's not about being nice to them as you do it. It's that they deserve autonomy, just like us. And if I were in a state where I couldn't vocalize that I want my autonomy, I would hope that there's somebody defending me. And at minimum, not someone not exploiting me, right? The minimum is just not using someone. It's the same thing for the animals. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I can smell the shit you're stepping in.
Okay. So what is it that I'm saying? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. Sorry. You weren't finished. Keep going.
Well, I just want to make sure he did understand, like, what is it that I'm saying?
You're saying that that people should be putting themselves in the mindset of, if I was in the situation that these animals are being forced to be put into, wouldn't I want somebody in my corner? Wouldn't I want there to be people fighting for my own rights and helping me get what I deserve as a sentient being? Am I correct in that?
You are spot on.
Okay. I have pretty good comprehension. All right, I pay attention when people talk.
A lot of people come up here and they'll just say they understand just to move on, and so I do appreciate that you clearly did understand. So thank you.
Yeah, and you guys have given me a lot to think about. The reason I joined this podcast, this live, was because me and my wife kind of have these conversations because of how we're wanting to raise our kids and the way that we want to instill the value of life in our children, for both people and animals. The value of life should be the same for both. The amount of respect should be the same for both. But I also understand the fact that there is going to be people who are just never going to do it. And I think that there should still be an avenue for those people, because it is their right to choose their own diet.
No. So what it should be is not about other people. Veganism is just about your personal choices. If you want to make faster change, though, and you want to speak up for the animals, telling people to take baby steps is, again, welfarism. That's not demanding immediate liberation of the victim. So.
Right, but I believe you'd have to understand that some people can't take that big leap. Some people are going to need.
There's a difference between, like, necessity, right, and just using an excuse to continue someone's oppression. So it's one thing if you're vegan and you have to cross your principle in order to survive or to maintain at least a decent quality of living. That's one thing, because you would do your best to find an alternative if one doesn't exist. You would start being vocal and speaking up that you want an alternative for this. It would bother you because, principally speaking, you're crossing a principle to survive. So, but someone who maybe has a situation where they don't have access to vegan alternatives keeps saying, I can't be vegan because of this, isn't going to be looking for the alternatives, right? Because they're more thinking, I enjoy whatever I'm benefiting from. They're not thinking of it as, this is against my principles to harm someone. So someone in a hardship situation, yes, can be vegan, but the vegan would be looking for an alternative to whatever it is they have to do, because no vegan wants to subject someone to oppression. If we can avoid it, we should. Oh, yes.
I can
please,
honestly
Kelly.
say I was in that exact same situation like less than a month ago. I was like, I really care about the animals, but I don't want to give up my comfort of taste pleasure. And then I just had to decide what's more important to me, taste pleasure or, the me not oppressing animals and demanding things from them with their knowing that they have their own autonomy. And I've only been vegan since July 3rd. And you know what? July 4th, that was a hard day for me. I'm not going to lie. But I had tons of other options to eat. And I immediately went the next day and just started looking for vegan alternatives. And I found them. I found tons of vegan alternatives. And I didn't even have to give up, I would say maybe 50% of my diet I had to give up. And that's about it. and the rest I got to still continue to eat. And I continue to find more and more delicious alternatives that don't involve the oppression of the animals, I guess you would say.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations. You're super strong for being able to do that. Cutting out 50% of your diet is something that would take me a while to be able to achieve. You're an incredibly strong person for being able to make that mental decision and stick to it.
Before you continue, I would just say I would give you some resources. Like I know that changing how you're eating and you maybe don't know where to find it in other sources can feel overwhelming. This nutritionfacts.org, they have, I don't know if you've ever seen this website, but they break down studies in videos, and they've come to the conclusion of what is a healthy diet. So they made up what's called the Vegan Daily Dozen. You can just Google Vegan Daily Dozen. And it just shows you what you need in a day. Really easy checklist. And that's what I used when I was trying to be a healthy vegan, because I wasn't sure, how to get everything, because I wasn't taught how to eat. I eat out of taste, pleasure, convenience, and habit. So definitely check that out.
I understand that you can not 100% go full vegan and live the rest of your life super healthy, super happy, and not have any health concerns or anything.
It's about if you want to, though. You have to want to. The want is what drives you to live the plant-based lifestyle. It's not about, oh, I have to take all of this out. It's more like this epiphany that you don't want to demand this oppression, and you're like, oh my God, it's everywhere. How can I stop supporting this? And everywhere that you have this power, you use your power to make the choice away from the oppression. That's what veganism is.
Okay. Yeah. I do have one question, because I don't want to hold you guys up. I know you like to keep it down to like.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're at the 20-minute mark, and I'm starting to get itchy.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I have one question for you guys, and I'll feel free to boot me. With the way that I currently live my lifestyle, where I would say about 90% of all dairy and meat products in my house are sourced either by myself or from farmers who I know personally, that I believe give proper respect as far as what we can do for animals that they take care of. Most of the chicken eggs I get are from chickens who are well past 10 years old.
Can I?
Go ahead, please.
Oh, can I ask you? So you hunt, right? That's what you said?
Yes.
So when you sneak up on an animal and you shoot it, I'm assuming you shoot it. What is?
Say pew pew instead.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Who knows all these words, right? Like, anyway, go ahead.
So I'm just curious, what part of that is respecting the animal to you?
I see no difference between me going out and hunting an animal and, say, a bear doing the same thing. We are both individuals who are trying to provide for our families in the way that we know best.
Well, the main difference is that a bear doesn't have the choice. They have to do it for survival, but we do not.
I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. And I know it does come down to, it is my choice in the end, and I'm holding myself back from going full vegan. As I said, I do it once a year as a cleanse, because I believe in the vegan diet being good for you.
But you didn't answer my question, is what is respectful to the animal about that? Because you use that word respect a lot. And if you look at the definition of that word, I don't see how you can respect an animal and pew it.
I believe that there is a respectful way to deal with an animal and unalive said animal, and pay respect to the spirit of that animal, while still using it for your own needs.
And how's that?
I don't waste anything from the animals that I take. Not to bring any religious things into it. I say a prayer for each of the animals I take. I try to give them as much respect for that animal as I possibly can. Well,
what's that though? How are you respecting it? I'm just curious. Like, you haven't told me yet.
Well, as I said, I do the prayer for the animal.
How is that respecting it? The animal is already unalived. It doesn't care if you're praying for it. That's not respectful to it.
I understand where you're coming from. This is what I believe I'm able to do and keep some form of respect for the animal.
So in your head, it's respectful, but the animal doesn't feel respected. To respect an animal is to leave it alone and let it do its thing and have its life.
Exactly.
A great example of this, let's say that I really like getting puppies. Okay, they're so cute. And I get a puppy and I raise this puppy until they start to become a little older. They're now a dog, right? And I decide, I really like this dog when they were a puppy. So I start this new habit where I take my current dog out into the forest and I let them run around. And then when they don't know it, they're having a great time, right? They have no clue it's coming. I pew pew them in the back of the head. And then I go get myself another puppy. Is that moral?
For me personally, that's a hard. For me personally, that's a hard question, because I've done similar things with animals that I've raised, such as pigs.
Oh, so why is it moral for dogs? What I just described to you, is that moral or respectful, which is what we were talking about? I'm sorry, Hannah.
I would say no, especially with the dog. But for my own personal.
And you keep comparing dogs and pigs. You keep saying that they are similar, but you do recognize that it's immoral or disrespectful to the dog. Why don't you see that it's also disrespectful to a pig, a deer, whoever?
Okay, I see where you guys are coming from.
Okay, so
and I think that what you are saying is respectful is you doing a little ritual to make yourself feel better about what you're doing. It's not actual respect.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
We talked about it. You said you understood my point that we're talking from the victim's perspective. So
Correct.
If you were out in the woods in your natural place, wherever you live, and you're out and about, and someone wants to taste your flesh, but they claim you're overpopulating or whatever their reason is, they compassionately pew pew you. That's not fair to you, right?
If I'm being completely honest, if I was an animal living my life out in the woods.
Oh, I didn't say an animal. You as you are.
Me as I am?
Yeah, you as you are just out and about enjoying your life. I'm trying to compare it to your hunting. You as the animal, you're out doing whatever, you living your life. But this person that's pew-pewing you claims they're doing it because, it's better than factory farming humans, I guess. And also because, they're going to be compassionate and potentially humans are overpopulating. So this is the best, most compassionate way they can think to help your species. Do you think that's fair? They could eat something else.
Where that's a thing?
No. So I'm talking about like the situation that you're in. Let's say aliens, because that's the only thing I could think of. Is like an alien comes down, decides, that humans are overpopulating the earth and they're spreading disease and getting hit by cars, and they don't want to support their planet of factory farming humans. They find it more humane to go out into the forest and pew pew humans. Would you find it fair that they pew pew you? Because they think they're avoiding supporting factory farming. Would you find that fair?
If the unaliving of myself,
and they don't need to use you. Go ahead.
If the unaliving of myself led to another being finding an avenue to
they could go
live
vegan. So the options are supporting their factory farming, pew-pewing you in your natural habitat, or not harming humans at all. Which would you prefer?
Well, as I said, I don't really see much of a distinction for, people and animals deserve the same amount of respect.
You're not going to answer my question?
No, 100% I am.
Okay,
I'm just getting to my point. Sorry about that. No, I don't think I'd have an issue with that.
Okay, I'm going to go over the options again. I think you forgot. Okay, this alien does not need to use you. Okay, they're doing this because they think they maybe need to use you, but they've learned they don't need to. Like they have a habit, culture, whatever in their head, but they know they can get all their resources from some other source. Do you find it fair that they're avoiding factory farming human on their planet? They're going to pew-pew you. You're enjoying your life, doing whatever. Or they could just live vegan and not pew-pew you or support the factory farming. What do you think is the better choice? please answer that question.
To not be pew-pewed.
Right. For them to go vegan, right?
Yeah.
Right. So right now, guess which position you're in?
The alien.
Exactly. So we're just suggesting that you reflect the same mercy, the same compassion, the same moral consideration that you demand by living
Okay.
vegan. Okay, so
I appreciate your guys'
take a
time.
screenshot, and if anything changes for you, please hit me up. I would love to answer any questions you have.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for letting me stay so long. Sorry for taking up so much time.
It's okay. Appreciate you had good questions, so it was worth it. Thank you for coming up.
Bye.
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 See ya.
See ya.
How's everyone feeling?
I mean, he was receptive and listened, which was nice, but I really think he doesn't understand the difference between just saying a little prayer to make himself feel better and then actual respect for an animal.
Yeah. That's something else, is that when people say, well, I do a prayer, and it's like, if Jeffrey Dahmer prayed over his victims, would that have made it better?
Gosh, what? I know, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Saying a prayer over an animal.
And if
Just to
anything,
make yourself feel better.
exactly. It's just for you to feel better. And what are you trying to feel better about? Doing something you know you shouldn't be doing, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise, you
right.
wouldn't need forgiveness.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't pray over my plants. I mean, it's fine to be grateful for plants, but I don't need forgiveness from them.
I mean, I don't pray at all because I'm pretty anti-organized religion, but
But I'm fine with people using it as a way for them to meditate, for them to find community. That's fine. But yeah, when
Sure.
it gets used or weaponized, I definitely have strong issues with it. I'm not okay with people using religion as their moral reason to oppress or violate someone. That's just crazy. Let's see, we're at an hour and a half. I'm willing to do a couple more. I'll go another 30 minutes. Are you guys cool with that?
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be cleaning my house. I might leave in a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. That's totally fine. You can hop down, or you can mute yourself and just pop in when at random, or whatever. Do as you please. I like having you guys up here, but I don't want you to feel pressured either. I just
No,
enjoy
but I
having you
like
guys
it.
here.
I think it's important,
Yeah, it totally is. Let's see. I did see someone, Brookie. I do see you in here. I'll bring you up. But if you're under 18, I don't want to talk to you. Hey, Brookie, are you over 18?
No, but
Ooh, I'm so sorry, hon. You are very young. You can ask your question in the chat, though. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you were honest, though. I appreciate that, but TikTok will take us down. Let's see. Paradox, come on up.
Hello.
Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah,
What year were you born?
I'm 24, 2001.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I let him stay up?
You think he's lying?
I don't know, maybe. But if you guys don't think so, I'll let him keep talking until we get
Who
confirmation.
knows these days?
I know.
It's so hard to tell.
It is. All right,
Except
Paradox.
for with Brookie.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a chance with you. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I just wanted to ask a question to see.
I'll answer your question, but you have to answer mine first.
Well, yeah, the reason is within the question. I
No,
don't think.
that's not how that works.
Yeah, I just want to know your reason for not being vegan.
Yeah, please answer that question first.
Because, okay, I don't think veganism is morally superior to people who are making choices not to be vegan.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, do you know what veganism means?
Yeah, it's to just minimize and reduce all animal cruelty much as practically possible.
Well, so that's something that we do, but it's actually a principled stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So I personally do not want to demand someone's oppression when I can avoid doing so. And it just
So,
happens that we consume like a plant-based diet and have a plant-based lifestyle because that avoids demanding someone's oppression.
okay, so even if you proceed with that understanding of veganism, um, I think true vegans or absolute vegans, 100% vegans, full vegans
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't exist. The
It
reason
doesn't
why,
matter what you think. Why aren't you trying to the best of your ability, as far as practicable and possible, to avoid demanding animal oppression? Why aren't you doing that?
because I'm not certain of how can I arbitrarily choose at what point is enough for me to quit harming animals.
You shouldn't harm animals at all.
Well,
If you can
well,
help it,
well, that's the thing. My existence itself is going to harm animals.
So we're
Me choosing, me
talking
choosing
about where you
to,
have power.
me choosing to create kids in the future will also increase the damage of animals. So you true vegans should stay celibate and just not make babies because when
Okay,
you
I am celibate.
well
Thank you very much.
you might very much be a true vegan, but people
Paradox.
who
I
choose
don't
to
think you're
make babies.
understanding. Hold on. I don't think you're understanding what I just said veganism is. It's against the exploitation of sentient beings. It's not controlling other people. It's me
Exactly.
personally choosing to not want to support someone's oppression and doing that as far as practicable, which means as far as you can in your life where you have choice, where you can go without, where you can avoid harming someone, you should do so. That's what we're talking about. Obviously,
nobody is saying you have to be perfect.
yeah, like for example, can you eliminate all racism? Of course not. But I'm sure you strive to not be racist because principally you're against that. It's the same principle.
We would hope.
Yeah, you would hope.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the analogy between racism and veganism.
No. Okay, look. Are you up here to actually have a conversation or are you trying
Well,
to
I
debate,
am. I'm
bro?
just getting you. I am trying to. I'm trying to. Wait, is this not a debate?
No.
Oh,
No, we're
I thought it
literally
was.
trying to stand up for animals.
Then
Have
it's okay.
you,
Then I
I have
love
a
you. Then
question,
it's a W. But I just love you
Paradox. Have you done vegan lives before?
a lot, all the time.
Okay. I
I
feel
was
like
trying to
this
debate.
person needs to be dropped because there have been some allegations against them in the past.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good call.
Apparently they aren't vegan, and it's not about veganism, but this is just something else. Apparently they're not vegan, but they do vegan lives all the time because, it's an easy debate topic, more or less.
People just want to be idiots and they don't actually care about what's being said.
So he's just literally just trying. I mean, he still couldn't argue against it, like I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why he thinks it's an easy win. Paradox, you're gonna lose. We're talking about sentient beings. Any argument you make, I'm just gonna apply it to humans. So if it's immoral to do to human, it's gonna be immoral to do to an animal. It's just that simple. I
Yeah,
just don't
there
know
were
how you're gonna win
some,
that. Go ahead.
there were some, like I said, allegations against him talking to young
Oh yeah, okay.
people.
Definitely not gonna talk to you then. Yeah, let's not deal with that. Sorry, Paradox. You need to learn how to be a moral agent. Gross. Yeah, well, that could be the problem right there. Doesn't know actually how to respect humans and tell the difference between a moral agent and a moral patient and when not to take advantage of a moral patient because they're vulnerable to you. All right, James. Thank you, Ciara, by the way. Thank you for looking out for us.
Hello there. Thank you for letting me on the panel.
Hi, James. Are you over 18?
I'm 22.
All right. Why aren't you vegan yet?
It's a tough one, really, but I think that everything has its own place to be, used by man.
Is this why you're not vegan?
This is why I'm not vegan. Yeah, I mean, I've been raised, I've, brought up with meat on the plate, and I've not turned it down. I've liked the taste of it. I've considered veganism. I've spoke with vegans.
Why?
I've even gone so far as done it for 2 weeks.
Why?
Um, It's just a matter of personal preference, really.
What for? Like, what preference?
To be honest with you, I don't think we've got enough meat options on the market, to be honest. I've
So why did you
been-
try going vegan?
tried going vegan after watching Dominion with a UK vegan panel. Basically, to prove a point, they said, hey, give it 2 weeks. Would you enjoy it? And I come back, I said, no. I said, but I can see that there have been changes, some good, some bad.
So what morally, okay, there's an echo. Okay.
Oh, that might be is that my fan?
No, I don't know. I could just hear myself and it threw me off a little bit. So what is it that morally makes it okay for us to farm and hunt animals, but not humans?
I suppose it's all we've ever known. It's part of our own human instinct, really.
Okay, so I'm going to start a human farm and start making human flesh and human leather and all these human-based products. Am I a moral person?
You wouldn't be the first person to have done that.
That's not what I asked, though. I asked, is it moral in your perspective?
In my perspective, from my culture, no. But if you was in somewhere
not?
like Tahiti, then that's different.
Why is it immoral in your perspective?
Because in my nation, in England, the United Kingdom, that's against the law. It's very much frowned upon. I mean, there have
Okay,
been
so
times.
I'm in a place
like,
that
say,
the laws
state
are
of
different.
Germany.
What do
Yeah.
you think of me farming humans to make products out of them? It's not illegal where I'm at. So why do you think it's immoral?
It's not illegal where you are, or hypothetically.
It's not illegal where I'm at. So why is it
Yeah.
immoral for me to farm humans the way that we farm animals?
Again, that's down to my culture. I just think
James, would you
that's right.
answer the question? Obviously, from your perspective.
All right, from my perspective, I think it's immoral to farm humans as compared to
Why?
animals.
Can I make a point real quick?
Sure.
The reason I believe that is because you should not eat the flesh of your brother or your sister.
Okay, so James, you're from the UK, right?
Yeah.
So you know that your ancestors, part of your culture, when people from the UK were coming over to the United States to like build our country or whatever, they came with African slaves and they did used to eat them and they used to use their body parts for like leather and other things.
So I guess it is in your culture.
I'm
Is it moral?
not in my family background, I can tell you that for sure.
That you know of.
Yeah.
That I know of.
A lot of Americans don't want to look at their history either.
My family were slaves, so.
Okay. So was that moral?
Was it moral that they were enslaved?
Yeah.
No, and
Right.
this is what's going
And
on
why
today.
not?
as well. It's going on today just with structure. You
Why-
don't know that you're
Why?
enslaved.
Why was it immoral to enslave humans?
It's immoral to enslave people because they're individuals.
Exactly.
The same as animals, don't
You
get me
said
wrong.
it so perfectly right there. They're individuals. They're having a subjective experience. They have the capacity to feel joy, suffering. They have their own personal purpose. They care about what happens to them. It's their whole universe, right? That's why it's immoral to enslave humans. So why is that different for animals? Why do you think it's any different?
Have you got a cat?
Sorry. Yeah, that's my cat. My bad.
I'm not the type of person to say put cat on the dish, but I'm like the way it's not culturally frowned upon. I know they're individual beings, they've got brains.
It doesn't matter about culture because we already pointed out that in a time when culture said that human slavery was moral, it was still immoral. So yes, maybe people didn't understand, but the people being enslaved did. It was unfair to them. And that's the point. From the victim's perspective, that's what we're talking about. From the animal's perspective, why do you think that it's okay to do this to them? Like, why do you think they're more Okay to put them through this and steal their autonomy, but not okay to do to a human.
I think naturally it's human.
But you're not choosing between humans and animals when you go to the grocery
I
store.
know,
You're
not
choosing
anymore.
between, what are you choosing between, James? When you go to the grocery store, is it humans and animals or plants and animals?
It's between plants and animals. that I'm
Exactly.
picking at the
So you
grocery
don't
store.
need to bring other humans into this. This is all about your choices and what you do when you go to the grocery store or however you get your food.
Yeah, I get that, but at the end of the day, I enjoy it. I know.
Okay, so
I know.
I'm a grapist and I just enjoy graping my victims. And it just
That would be
feels so
against the law.
good.
If it was illegal to eat meat where I live, I'd probably move to a different
But
place.
see, James, you're being cowardly. You're saying someone needs to make me do the right thing. You know what the right
No.
thing is. You're a moral agent. Do the right thing. If you were in their position, what do you want your oppressor to do? Keep making excuses and keep using you? Or leave you alone and care for your best interest?
Honestly, the way I look at it, yeah, if it became illegal to eat meat in my
You
country,
didn't answer my question, James. If
I'd move
you
to
were
another
the
country.
one being oppressed, what would you want your oppressor to do? Keep using you or start looking after you with your best interests in mind?
I wouldn't ask my oppressor to do anything. They'd most likely get walloped in the face.
You would want your oppressor to leave you alone, would you not?
Of course I would.
Exactly. Right now, you are the oppressor. Why don't you grant the same mercy to the animals? They want the same freedom.
I mean, I admit that I'm the person that's buying meat products
You're
at the shop.
paying the person that does all of this. You're saying, I like how you did this. I like the price. Make more. And they literally put the next individual through the system to replace what you have purchased.
I think that there is not enough meat options in the United Kingdom.
James, really? You think that when slavery was around, they should have waited for machinery to make up for it? Or did those people deserve their liberation immediately?
They deserved work. I mean,
They deserved immediate liberation, James.
no, because we're looking at it as today, right?
You don't wait. Whoa.
Slavery isn't work.
Yeah, James, you need to back up. That is not the same thing. You're telling me it was okay to enslave people because they, quote, needed work? Is that what you're saying? It was okay to enslave people because they needed work? Or did they deserve immediate liberation?
Right. So you can cut me off at whatever point you
Do
want.
they deserve immediate liberation or not, James?
Slaves?
Yes.
Or people? Or
People.
Or animals?
What does it matter? Slaves. I was talking about humans specifically. You're the one derailing now. Did human slaves...
That's frustrating.
That's hella frustrating. If you can't come out and say those people deserved immediate liberation, you're disgusting. And you're thinking from the oppressor's perspective. If you were the one being locked up, you wouldn't give a good goddamn what your oppressor was benefiting from you. You would want immediate liberation and for your best interests to be respected. Disgusting that you fumbled on that. Gross.
Also, what do you mean that there's not enough meat options in the United States? What?
Yeah, you're crazy. That's crazy. I shouldn't say crazy. That is not true.
We have
Not
so
true.
many meat options, we throw away like 40% of what we produce.
Yeah. What frustrates me when people do bring up the waste of animal products, it's like the pity shouldn't be that this animal wasn't consumed. It was sad that this animal was born into existence to be used. And the environmental impact is just so much greater with animal products when it comes to when foods go bad. That's the only thing it comes to. And if you do care about the environment, the animal products take literally like 10 times the resources than the plants. So we're wasting resources 10 times the rate, even though animal produce and plant produce decay at the same rate and we're wasting the same amount. It's just like, It's such a disingenuous argument. And like, all you need to do is eat beans. You don't need vegan meats. Those are fancy things. You can eat beans, legumes, nuts. There's so many other options.
James, you were cut off because you were not answering her question
Yeah, my question about
slaves
slavery.
deserving the immediate liberation. You were trying to go off and not say that they deserved it.
Yeah, that was crazy. You need to be upfront that yes, they deserve
At least that's what you
immediate
made
liberation.
it sound like. You made it sound like that heavily.
Yeah, your first
Because
answer
he
should
wouldn't
have been,
directly answer that.
He wouldn't.
Sorry.
And that's what made me disgusted. I'm like, okay, I'm uncomfortable if you can't answer this. If you don't understand basic human rights, then how are we going to get anywhere with animal rights? You're not even respecting yourself. The whole point is, I respect my own, or I want my autonomy respected. I want to be considered morally, even if I like bump my head and I become completely, unusable for society, right? I'm just more of a drag, I guess. But I'm still sentient. I'm someone. I'm still experiencing the world. What happens to me matters to me. That's why I'm important, is because I care about me. Animals care about what happens to them. That's what we're saying. And you're
But
like,
what do you mean? Slaves love to work.
Ah!
Yeah, they need work.
Gross.
Gotta have a job.
So gross. Yeah. Gross.
This guy named Adam wants up, but I'm asking him if he's going to answer the question or not before he even...
Let's bring him up. I'll bring him up. Let's just bring him up.
Okay.
Adam. Hey, Adam. Are you over 18? You muted yourself. All right.
What's
Are you over 18?
Yeah, 19.
Okay. Why aren't you
Yeah, I'm
vegan
19
yet?
years old.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I believe veganism is malnutrition, and I believe that it doesn't hold any moral basis.
Okay. So if I had evidence that showed that you can get everything you need on a plant-based diet, would you agree then that you can get everything you need from a plant-based diet? If I could show you that evidence?
Sure. Where can you get your vitamin B12 from?
You can either take a supplement or you can eat it out of... Hold on, Adam. Do you want me to answer, or are you just going to jump on me? So you can get B12
No,
either...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
So you can either... Maybe there's a delay. Is there a delay?
There may be a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
I think there is.
I'll be more patient. Okay. So B12 comes from bacteria. It doesn't come from animals. In fact, the animals get it from dirt. But we've sanitized our soils a lot. We're even having to supplement the animals we use by putting cobalt and other things in their dirt or their food. So it's either you take the supplement or the animal you use takes the supplement. If you use animals then for that purpose, you're just filtering your vitamins through them. So.
Yeah, sure, but as of now, it's the only real option to get it.
Adam, what did I just say though? What did I just say? What did I just say? Where do the cows get it?
Yeah, from the soil, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what do we have to do for the soils right now?
Yeah, we clean it.
No. What did I say we have to do for the cows to get their B12? We have to supplement the cows.
Oh, no, we don't have to supplement the cows. If they eat grass, then they're going to be full of B12.
You're not listening. I told you that we're sanitizing our soils so the animals aren't even getting it from the dirt.
Right.
Right.
Do you have
so
any
what did I
proof for
say
that?
that we're doing, Adam? What did I say we're doing? Are we supplementing the animals then so that they have B12?
Okay, sure, you say that.
Okay, so we're
What's the proof for that?
supplementing the animals, therefore you're just taking your vitamins and filtering them through someone else's body. You
No,
can
so
just
what
take
you're
the
telling
supplement
me right
yourself,
now-
Adam. Take the supplement yourself.
Okay, so you're saying this. Do you have any proof of this? Evidence
what?
or reasoning?
Of what?
What's wrong with taking a
That
B12
we
supplement anyway?
Yeah, that we
Yeah,
supplement
there's
the
absolutely
cows.
nothing wrong with that.
Wait 1 second. That we
I don't know if I
I'm
want to talk to
sorry.
Adam. I don't know if I want to talk to him because he sounds like he's being very disingenuous. I don't think he actually wants to have a conversation. I think he just wants to rail on the fact that eating animals is like natural.
And he's going to try and make some point that if you have to take a supplement, then your diet isn't healthy.
Yeah, which is silly because I just made the point that the animals you're using are supplemented. So if you think supplementation is so bad, I mean, you shouldn't be getting it through the animals. You should get it through whole foods like seaweed. Duckweed actually has a natural source of B12. Okay. Well, you have a good day.
He probably eats protein powder every day because he's like a freaking gym bro.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the supplement. Like I was trying to explain, the animals are getting the supplement. Clearly, supplementation works. Otherwise, we wouldn't be using it in animal ag, right?
Hey, I'm a big fan of supplements.
I know, just take the freaking supplement. It's not that hard. It's okay. You'll live. You'll live. I mean, these people that eat pure carnivore, where do they get their vitamin C? They can't eat liver all the time. They'll get vitamin A toxicity. So where are you getting your vitamin C? You have to eat plants. Like, we could do this all day. It's about the victim. We're talking about there's a sentient being that deserves their rights, and you're going on about supplementation and crying about it.
And now he's spamming the chat because we don't have any proof that the cows are supplemented B12.
I'm towards the end of my life is why I do have studies on it. I just don't really want to pull them up.
He's 19. He's still a child, basically, you know? Like, a 19-year-old man is not fully developed.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah. If you're curious about, I mean, like I said, I already mentioned other sources for B12. You can get it from duckweed, which is a type of seaweed.
I get it from Celsius.
What is that?
The drink?
Oh, yeah. A lot of drinks are fortified with B12 these days, too. Even animal products are fortified. They fortify, like, cow's milk with vitamin D. And they fortify cereals with vitamins. I mean, people have all these issues with supplementation and don't even realize that they're supplementing. Well, I'm willing to do one more. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'll do one more.
That's fine with me.
Cool. Let's do it. You. I don't know who I clicked on. It was kind of a gamble there. PD Outdoors.
How's it going, guys?
It's going all right. How are you?
Not too bad. So
are you first before you start? Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 25.
Cool. And then why aren't you vegan?
I'm not vegan. It doesn't really fit my lifestyle, and I just wanted to start off by saying I was on the carnivore kick for a while. So, and I don't have a problem with anyone who's vegan or anything like that. You know, like if it fits your lifestyle, if that's how you want to do your diet, you know, or whatever, I'm cool with that. You know, I don't have a problem with it or nothing. So,
you know, it's funny. I actually don't really encounter people in real life, at least, that have issues with people being vegan. But people that are actually vegan are not vegan. Like, it's not about us. It's about the animals. So
right.
Okay.
I understand that.
Cool.
Just the one kick that I get off it is, so I am a health nut in perspective, but okay. So nowadays, you know, there's like a lot of plants and all that stuff. They get sprayed down with what's that shit called? It's
glyphosate.
Yeah, glyphosate, and now that's getting linked to Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and
it's
stuff like
concentrated
that.
in animals, right?
Yeah.
They're finding that.
Yeah. Well, that's coming off from the food that they eat also. So it comes from plants, grasses. It's all over. So I mean, that was gonna be what I was gonna say, because no matter what, you're kind of screwed. So
to your point,
But-
not to make you make you feel good. If we actually eliminated animal agriculture, we would greatly reduce our use of glyphosate or even fertilizers, as they emit greenhouse gases, or any farming. We would reduce it by 83% of our agricultural land. Or excuse me, we use 83% for animal ag, but we could reduce it by 75% and feed over our current population. And like I said, that's because we would not be growing their food anymore, which any issue you have with crops is compounded by using animals.
Right, and I get that wholeheartedly and firsthand, because we're third generation farmers. Actually, we own quite a bit of land in Michigan, so
Hmm.
we used to raise cows. Now we have horses, so I
I
get
was
where you're
actually
coming
going
from
to.
there. But on the other hand, trying to convert 75% of people who eat meat to veganism is near to impossible. But
I have a quick question. PDO, where in Michigan are you from?
West Michigan, over by Muskegon area.
I was going to ask where you're from because I'm also from Michigan, and it sounds like you have a very, very thick Michigan accent, which is
Yeah, a little bit
always
of that,
interesting.
up north accent, I
Yeah,
guess.
you sound like you're from up north. It's just interesting because a lot of people don't have the thick accent, and some people really lay it on for one reason or another. So I was just wondering.
I've never been told that before, so I guess I hang out in Michigan too much.
I mean, you sound like Governor Whitmer times 10, let's put it that way.
Huh. Yeah, she's from up there too. I think Traverse City area, somewhere up there. But
Yeah. Anyway.
but
Can I
yeah,
ask
that's
a
just
question?
yeah. Go ahead.
So you were saying that the main reason that you're not vegan is because it doesn't fit your lifestyle, correct?
Well, here's another thing too. So when I was getting into researching, because I'm not just gonna start something and then, like I was saying, how I was on the carnivore diet or whatever, and
Yeah,
I
which
did
there's
that.
no research to back the carnivore diet. So it's interesting that you were doing that.
Well, I'm into trying new things, and it was mostly because of a lot of the food, like the American diet that we do have in the United States or whatever. There's a lot of preservatives and other ingredients that they put into stuff that causes inflammation and so on and so forth or whatever. And the whole reason I did that is because I was struggling with some like lower back pain because I run heavy equipment all day as my main job. And so when I did that, after about a week or so, it completely eliminated my which I'm sure doing when you cut out carbs, just like I'm sure you guys get some carbs because vegetables hold carbs a little bit, but the carbs in general and all the other stuff that they put into food.
So if
You get
you
what I'm
are
saying?
if you're a quote unquote health nut, why would you want to risk your health trying a diet that has zero evidence supporting it? No studies.
Well, I'm going off of people who have documented their stuff over the last 5 to 10 years or so.
So anecdotes, no real evidence.
No, not anything from like a doctor's study or a medical study or anything like that. It's all all by
That's
what you were
really,
saying.
really an
Other
odd
people's
way to
evidence and
put
stuff.
it
So
because it's really an odd way to put it because anecdotes are the lowest form of like information.
but I'm also a type of person who would want to go off. I mean, instead of doing a medical study between a whole bunch of different people and you're not necessarily knowing what they're doing in their side, they can do whatever. I mean, they can be doing whatever they want in their side piece, but whatever they're telling the doctor is one thing or another. But I mean, if
Well, did
someone's
you know
saying they're
that?
doing this and they're strictly staying on this,
Do you
then
not believe in science?
Hold on.
I mean, I do, but I mean, I'm talking about people that have done it firsthand, and I mean, I've experienced it myself, and I'm not taking this from, I'm not trying to be like rude or anything, but I mean, you take the animal's perspective out of it, and you're looking at it from a benefit to yourself. And if you haven't tried it, I mean, I wouldn't expect you to understand. And
I
I
mean,
know
just
your
listen
guys.
to what you just said.
With your your guys' morals are a little bit different than mine, and that is completely fine. I'm not
Take
judging
their
you.
best interest out of it and focus on your benefits. That's literally what an oppressor does.
If it makes you as a person feel better physically and mentally.
I also know that if we look at the actual evidence, we know that meat increases your risk of cancer and many other illnesses. We know that it increases inflammation. So there's really
But that's the thing though, is like when I did do that, I didn't have any lower back pain. I felt the most like energized I had ever had. There's no
So
crashes
why
from
aren't you
cars.
carnivore anymore?
I'm still on it now.
You're still on it now. And how's your blood work?
My blood work's fine.
What's your LDL?
I can't tell you off the top of my head. I haven't been back to the doctor in a while.
So you don't actually know that your blood work is good. You don't actually know that you're healthy. You're just assuming. You don't know that your arteries aren't clogged right now.
Well, I mean, you're eating all natural things though.
We
That
know
doesn't
that
matter.
we know that meat increases your risk of heart disease though. We have actual evidence, not anecdotes.
Well, that's
real
not.
scientific.
I don't agree with that there, but
Well, there's
You don't
no
agree
agreeing
with
with
the
it or
science?
disagreeing with it. It's science. It's fact. It's proven.
well, here's another thing too. I don't trust big pharma, the government, or anything like that to tell me what I should and should not eat. So
Oh my God. Big Pharma is in bed with the meat and dairy industries.
I
It
could
doesn't
say,
sound like you've done your research at all.
He
Big
listens to Sean
Pharma,
Baker. That's what he gets his scientific
I actually
research from.
I don't even know who that is. So
Big Pharma advocates for the meat and dairy industries. Big Pharma pays for meat and dairy advertisements
well,
because
I'm
they are
not doing any of
looking
that because
for human health.
we get all of our stuff homegrown and everything like that. So
It
I'm not.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of meat, dairy, or eggs. It doesn't matter where you get it from. It all causes inflammation and heart disease because it's all the same thing.
Well, if that's the case,
These
I
are
should
from
have all three of those things.
But you
these are
don't
from
know.
thousands
You
of
can't even tell us
studies.
what your blood work is.
You don't know what your blood pressure is right now, dude. Like you might be days
I mean-
away from a stroke.
My wife has high blood pressure and takes medicine for it, and I don't have it. So
How do you know?
you want me to go and put the cuff on right now and tell you exactly what it is?
Yeah.
All right.
And can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
My thing isn't lighting up. Sorry.
And it also doesn't even mean that you're going to have high blood pressure right now, but over time, you absolutely will because your arteries will clog.
I know.
This is just science.
I just think it's funny.
I can't tell you where it's at. It's in here somewhere. I'm not gonna go digging through shit, but
I mean, it is funny that to have you measure it, but it really doesn't pertain to the point, which is that you don't need to use animals. Like there is a way that you can use animals and be healthy, but we're not denying that. We're just saying that
Yeah,
you can
I
thrive.
understand that.
Yeah, you can thrive without using them, and
Oh,
because
I completely agree with you there. So
well,
I
and
mean,
because
it's
you
just,
can thrive without
Yeah.
using them, it
am I
makes
against-
using animals immoral. You don't have a moral
Right, well-
justification anymore, other than all you're saying is that it's going to be down to your taste, pleasure, and convenience. And I would
Right,
just
and
say,
I mean,
I
if
just
you're
hold on. I haven't spoken for a while. I just want to make the point though that you are the oppressor right now, and what would you want if you were the victim instead? What would you want your oppressor to do? Keep using you, or stop and leave you alone?
I mean, depends on what you would presume as. I mean, it just depends, I guess.
Say some alien comes in, they could eat something else. They don't need to eat you, but they decide they're gonna pew pew you because you taste like whatever their favorite dish is. Is that moral to you? Is that
Well,
fair?
I mean, it's they're.
It's not fair, right? They can eat
Well,
something
it
else. They
just
should leave you
depends.
alone.
You can eat a lot of. I mean, you can eat a lot of different animals, but I mean.
No, Petey. I'm talking about you being the victim of someone else. I'm saying these aliens want to pew pew you so they can chew on your body, but they know that they don't need to. Would you rather that they go ahead and pew pew you anyway because of the joy they get? Or would you rather they leave you alone and respect you?
Well, obviously not, because
You'd rather they respect you, right?
Well, I mean, true, but I mean, I also hunt and fish, and I
what makes you
have
think
pet fish
that?
and
Hold on,
turtles and
PD. I know
dogs.
you're trying to talk yourself out of
You know
it.
what I mean?
You're literally listening to me, and right now you're just spewing out all your hobbies to remind yourself of what you're losing. But you're realizing that your benefits don't outweigh someone's whole entire existence, right? What matters to you is the world. What happens to you means everything. And just because some alien gets some maybe a day's worth of joy from pew-pewing you and eating your body, that doesn't outweigh your preference to continue living, right? Your rights go over their entertainment. I would hope you would think that.
Right, but I get your point, but I mean, that's kind of how it's been since the.
Okay, so what would you want as the victim? Let's say it's been going on for a long time. Would you still rather that they stop, knowing they don't need to use you, or just use the excuse that they've been doing it forever and continue to oppress you?
Right. I mean, I understand.
What would you
Where
want?
you're
What
coming
would you
from,
want?
but
What would you
what
want?
would I want? Well, I wouldn't want. I'm going to answer your question how you want me to answer your question, but at the same time, I'm not
You
agreeing
can give me
with it.
context after. Just give me the answer and then fill in your context.
No. The
Right.
answer is no.
Yeah, you don't. You would rather they leave you alone.
Right. But
Correct.
on the other hand, that's how it's been since the.
It doesn't matter if it's how it's been since whenever. The point is, we have other options now that we can thrive off of, so animals don't have to suffer unnecessarily.
Feeder animals, though.
What?
Like feeder animals, like animals that you would like profit animals.
Animals that you force to breed into existence.
Yeah. You grape to make more babies.
I don't be doing any of that, but I'm saying like
Someone
You
has to
support it.
Yeah, you do.
Silence.
I mean, that's just
look,
how it is. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Right.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's what we're saying is that we have the technology in 2025. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was pointing.
Oh,
I'm just pointing. Sorry, I wasn't. Yeah, no, I was. I'll do this. I'll be more clear. Or
Yeah,
it's hard
it's
because
just
it doesn't seem.
Yeah, we don't have to do it anymore. We just don't have to cause that suffering. We have the option to not do it. So why not just like try not to cause so much suffering?
I mean, you could, and depends on. I guess it all just depends on the how. I mean, like big farms and stuff like that. I'm sure that there's a lot of that goes on.
You're distracting from the point. Remember, we were talking about you. How would you want to be treated? You have the option to be factory farmed, the option to be raised on a nice, compassionate farm, but they still get to choose when you lose your life or your family or your autonomy, or you either like just exist and are left alone and not exploited. What would you prefer?
I know, but I mean, no.
No. I know you say I know. PDT, I need you to say it out loud. Which would you prefer?
Well, if I was, okay, I'm gonna tell
out
you
of those
exactly
three
how it
options,
is,
I gave you 3 options. Out of those 3 options, which would you choose?
To be left alone if I was that animal, but I'm just saying that not how
so
it is.
Right now, you don't need
It
to
is for
worry
us.
about you don't need to worry about other people.
And
focus on your own choices and where you have power, because you have a lot of power. You can
Think
make a
for
lot
yourself,
of change.
dude.
I do. Trust me, I do think for myself.
Well, no, because you're talking about what everyone else is doing and how the rest of society is instead of thinking for yourself in this situation.
Right, and I mean, it's clear as day how I think. You can obviously see my profile picture, so.
Yes, we can.
And I'm sure you guys don't agree with that.
No, we don't.
So.
Have you been listening the whole time? I mean, we're not talking about what you did in the past. We're talking about your actions after you leave this conversation.
Yeah, I used to go fishing.
So, yeah, I get that, but my main point getting on here wasn't more so to change your mind or you change mine or anything, but was all about the health aspect of it anyways. So
If you want to be healthy on a vegan diet, you absolutely can do that. I have a resource right here, nutritionfacts.org. It's a free
right, yeah.
website. Okay, so do you know what the Daily Dozen is?
I do not know.
Okay, the Vegan Daily Dozen is something you can Google. It's literally a list. It lists out foods that will give you everything you need in a day. And that's it. It's just meet that checklist. You'll get everything you need. It's
Yep,
really
yeah, I'm
simple.
not denying that.
So that like 20 minutes of research, it'll take you maybe a month to get your habits down, okay? That suffering that you'll go through learning how to live without harming animals, what's worse? That suffering that you experience relearning how to live, or the animal walking into a slaughterhouse or having their baby stolen or being raped? Which one has the harder life? You making change or them being forced to be oppressed and violated so that you have taste pleasure?
Right, I agree with you.
Well, which one?
I just said I agreed with you.
Well, what does that mean, though?
It was a question.
I'm saying.
So, which is it? Are you going to be vegan
He
now?
wasn't listening.
No, I'm not going to be vegan now.
Why not? Oops, why not?
Well, I appreciate your effort trying to convert me to vegan, but no, I'm not going to be vegan.
So you want to demand animals suffer for you? You enjoy
Well,
that?
I already told you that the
You
moral
enjoy
aspect of
You enjoy
veganism
it.
is not my
Wouldn't it be
main priority.
preferable? Wouldn't it be preferable? Hold on.
Did you?
Wouldn't it be preferable if you could get everything you needed without using animals? The animals didn't need to be used. Get everything you have in your life right now, but without using animals. Wouldn't that be preferable?
Oh, wait, I have a really good question.
Oh, did my microphone turn off?
So would it be preferable to get everything you needed and the animals didn't need to be used?
Yeah, in a perfect world,
You have the world right now. All right, go ahead, Hannah.
Well, I was just going to say that, so the reason that you are carnivore, tell me if I'm wrong, the reason that you're carnivore is because you have seen other people claiming that they have become healthy.
Well,
right?
not just that. It's more so personal experience also with the health benefits.
What? Because you think anecdotes are good evidence?
I would say myself included is also.
Okay, but you haven't gotten blood work recently and you don't know that you're actually healthy. So I think we should actually leave that out of it. But that's besides the point. My point is, what if I could show you thousands of anecdotes of people who did the carnivore diet for a long period of time and got extremely ill? Some of them died, some of them had heart attacks. Then what would you say?
I mean, if you could show me that, then I mean, but you got to also think like if that's included in that, I would like to know every single other thing that they were putting in their body. I mean, were they smokers? Were they drinkers?
They're on the carnivore diet. They're on the carnivore diet.
Just because they're on the carnivore diet doesn't though include why that's the sole reason that they died or got sick.
Studies now. Wait, I just want to be clear. I want to be clear. Hold on. I want to be clear. You
a lot of different things.
Okay, look. I just want to point out how hilariously you just discredited yourself. You said that you went carnivore, you're this big person looking into information. We got it out of you that you went off of people's just anecdotes. And now you're like, I need to see the science because carnivore is still right even though there's no science.
My point is go look at the Carnivore Cringe Instagram page and go look at those anecdotes, please.
Yeah, that's actually a great page, the Carnivore Cringe.
It's just so odd to me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's just so odd to me that people in 2025 are going carnivore to reduce inflammation and do whatever when there's no science that backs it up. And there is science saying that a vegan diet reduces inflammation, reduces your risk of heart disease, reduces your risk of cancers.
Yeah, but he doesn't believe in science. He
No,
admitted
he
it.
doesn't. He doesn't. But it is just wild to me because there are so many people who do this. They don't care. And I guess that's the American education system for you.
Uh-oh, we can't hear ya.
Did you decide to just come up here and say, I'm carnivore and I'm not changing? Or did you come up here to actually have a conversation?
No, I did come up here to have a conversation, but it was more over the, I mean, how are you going to be vegan when they had all those problems with the food anyway? So I mean, there's no way around it. It doesn't matter what you do.
So veganism, again, it's not about the environment or whatever. It's about just avoiding using animals. So if you can find like maybe some veganic farm, you can absolutely support that. But we're talking about where is practicable and possible to avoid demanding someone's oppression. And that comes down to a lot of times our food choices, our cosmetics, our entertainment, those sorts of things. So we're saying that you don't need to use animals for any of those things. You can live vegan. You don't need to use them.
So you're not on vegan just for the health benefits, but more so a moral aspect.
Absolutely. If you want to be healthy and vegan, that's why I have this. Like you get everything you need on a vegan diet, but
I didn't understand.
Just don't use sentient beings.
So are you on vegan more for the moral aspect or the health benefits?
I'm vegan because I don't want to be exploited. I don't want someone graping me. I don't want someone making me pregnant and stealing my babies over and over again.
So more for the moral aspect then.
I'm vegan because someone is oppressed when you demand their body
You're
products.
being disingenuous now.
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, I'm just saying.
PD, if you were the oppressed,
so you're more on it just as a moral.
Look, it's also moral to not want to enslave someone. You're trying to demean morality when really it's what gives us rights and protects us. Okay? That's why we say humans should not be enslaved, because they have the inherent right to life without being exploited. They are a subject, just like you, having your own subjective experience. You have the capacity to suffer and feel joy, and that should be respected. You shouldn't have to have some deep philosophical conversation with every moral agent about what you think is moral, right? They should just respect you, despite your intelligence or what you look like or who you're related to. That's the point. But I've grown tired of talking to you because you are disingenuous. And I don't like talking to, fake actors.
I mean, he's from Michigan. He might still be pro-slavery, to be honest.
Hey.
I was going to say Ciara.
I'm sorry, Ciara.
We are not all like that.
No, I know.
Exactly, yeah. So you can't generalize. Say it again, Ciara.
But he really laid on the weird Michigan accent.
I think when you called him out on it, he did it like he had to stick to it.
It's so weird when people are just like, yeah, I'm from Michigan. I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't talk that way. Why are you like, yeah?
He sounded like he was from Kentucky.
Third generation farmer. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I just went with it. I don't know.
It's probably because he's never left and he's never seen like anywhere else in the world.
Could be.
Probably.
Yeah. Definitely doesn't
It
think
could be
very much
part of
outside
it.
of
It's
himself.
just like,
sorry.
Yeah. The people in rural areas, just for some reason, I don't get it.
There is
It's
something
just a
to
part
be
of
said.
their.
Go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, go ahead.
There is something said about humans being separated, and when they're like isolated for long periods of time, that can make you not always think logically. But I don't know if that's the case for him, and maybe it was just more like a social thing. People are conditioned all day, every day, that it's manly, right? It's the tougher position to use animals, and you need it if you want a lady, or if you want to be able to please someone, or if you want to have friends, or if you want to be healthy. The only way is to use animals, and that message is like spam to us on the internet, on billboards, TV. It's just like, how often do they interact with the idea that it's immoral to do that to someone? So of course he's going to have some strong cognitive dissonance if he thinks hunting animals is okay.
Hilarious that he thinks that eating nothing but meat is going to fix his back and not just like doing some yoga or something.
Or physical therapy or anything other than just do your diet, because it's not just your diet that's going to fix that.
Why does someone have to suffer and be oppressed for your back issues? That's not fair.
Yeah, I got back issues and I don't do that. That's mean.
That's not fair. The point is you can find other sources of whatever it is you think you're missing. There's nothing in animal products that you need. All right, guys. I'll stop yapping. I appreciate you guys being here, though. If you're vegan in the chat, go follow these awesome vegan activists. If you're not vegan, go follow these activists. Yeah. They're awesome people. I appreciate you, Hannah. Thank you for being up here. Kelly, I really appreciate you. You're always fantastic to have on my panel. And Ciara, you know you're my backup. I so appreciate you so much. Yeah. You guys are fire. Do you guys have any last words?
Love ya. Bye.
I love you too. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great vegan day.
Bye.
Bye.